Here we are. Um, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Um, I guess like for me personally, as of right now, where I'm at, checking in wise, um, hmm, I guess th- this is for like the artist thing, right? So at least for me personally, like, um, but I've noticed. Okay, so let me backtrack. So recently, I've been like getting a lot more into shamanism, like shaman stuff. Very interesting. I really like the idea of like healing and helping people out and like really like understanding the world around us and shit like that. So like, and I what I mean by the world around us, I mean like really like the realms and the different spaces of time and stuff. So I don't know. I don't feel so very like vulnerable right now. But like at the same time, that's the whole point of it, right? It's supposed to be um open. I'm supposed to be open. I'm supposed to say here. I just feel like this. There's just something on my shoulder. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess to start it off, I have been recently been making a lot better, or at least a lot more soulful, intentful like music. Getting used to understanding who I am as an artist, as I'm developing. I was just working on a track that I learned that I wasn't really being, like I was saying in my last video, that I wasn't necessarily being fully authentic on. Well, this is like also um I'm really like realizing how much I really like to sing and like to vocalize and like to, do harmonies and have my melodies. Like it makes sense though, because like ever since I was a kid, ever since I was young, I was always so enamored by the flute. I even have one. You know what I mean? Like I have a bamboo flute too. But I played in band for years, and like throughout middle school and high school, and it makes sense as to why I'm a trouble-minded person. When I'm like melody-minded person, over like at the core of it, I love bass though. Like bass, I love bass. I love drums, like drums and melodies and like bass, like a good bass, like all of that. Like I love that. But I've been noticing more and more often that with the tracks that I've been making, the more that I'm like uncovering like the layers of who I thought I was and understanding and like figuring out more and more exactly like who I actually am. I've been making a lot more simple music, a lot more simple yet effective. You know what I mean? Like I want to say to explain it like, oh no, this is what it is. So my producing style has kind of changed into more of, okay, how am I producing for me, like for art, like for Jamar, for Gray, you know what I mean, like for me. And also too, like it's so funny how like I just my really close friend that was like producing way like more than me and like kind of got me like more. He used to like make beats on the fucking, shout out to Dylan, shout out, you know what I mean, shout out to Ali, shout out to the gang, ain't nothing but a thing. But he used to just make beats like on the PlayStation on the party, and he would just make beats and I sit there and write and like freestyle or whatever. And it's cool because like now I'm producing and making my own tracks, and he's still like in that process. Like he's still sending me like samples and sending me like ideas and stuff like that. So I'm very blessed to still have such a tight knitted, you know what I mean, like a very close family, like soul tie, you know what I'm saying, like when it comes down to these people, because that we all live like separately our own different types of lives, but we always think about each other and always try to and incorporate them. I'm very blessed and very loved to have them, and very very happy to call them as my brothers. And it's to rewind though, making music has been feeling a lot more authentic. Making art has been feeling a lot more authentic. Tapping a little bit more into, I've been playing more with the idea of like starting off with drums, and I realized that with it, when it comes down to me personally, when it comes down to drums, there's a lot of tie into like drumming and shamanic drumming and stuff. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to be getting more, because I was thinking to myself yesterday, and I was like, well, people say that for shamans, sorry, I almost said shamans. For shamans, like their main tool, like I don't quote me on it. I'm still learning. I'm still a baby when it comes down to everything, but I know that there's a story behind the reason why that drums are the main instrument when it comes to trance and like actually tapping in and being like in that trance state, the flow state. And I was kind of just wondering like, okay, well, fuck, like I live in an apartment, and then like I have roommates, and I don't necessarily have the space, or being where I live at right now, it's not really ideal to have like a drumming thing and like the bang, and it's not gonna work. But I do have a shit ton of drums on my PC. I do have like a lot of like drum loops and samples and kits and stuff like that, and I noticed that the more that I lean into the idea of letting the drums explain and guide me into what type of melody that I'm looking for and what type of vibe that I'm feeling out for, it's kind of nice, because it helps with the whole like, because as an artist, a creative, especially as a creative, like, right, when you start, depending on what you do, you know what I mean? Like when I draw from my brain. Like I kind of just close my eyes and I just do this, and I lay out like this foundation. You know what I mean? I say but like spirit does that. Spirit does the whole foundation, and I think that's kind of like what I'm trying to do with my music. I'm trying to lay down a foundation that allows spirit to, God, you know what I mean, source, to guide me or flow state me, like so me and him could be in flow state to co-create this song. So then like the melodies and everything works out. And I think with me having such a trouble-minded like and like bass-minded, like melody-minded person, I noticed that my rap cadences are a lot like drums, and I noticed that like, yeah, with my rap cadences is drums. So therefore, the way that spirit speaks through me, the way that spirit works through me, or like the flow state guidance, is the drums. And so it's so cool how it's really like coming back together, all coming together, I should really say, not back. And then just aligning, right? And yeah, I just want to say thank God, like I'm grateful. Can I pause and say that I'm very grateful for that realization. I just made that's cool. But like yeah, so I'm figuring out ways to tap in to the process, because I was just writing in my journal. Pause, I know you're not supposed to speak about this, but in my journal, I just want to elaborate. In my journal, I was just writing about how much I hate being rushed. So that's why being patient is so important. You know what I'm saying? Like if I personally hate being rushed during the process of my creation of literally anything that I do, and that means anything. And I know that sounds like wow. And me being a chef, low key, now that I'm thinking about it, me being a chef has taught me how to handle those emotions and how to not be so triggered by impatience, and learning the value of patience, and getting that reflection back of impatience when I was giving that out to the world, to universe, to spirit, because I was like, yo, like I'm ambitious. I want these things to go on. I want these things to happen. I'm such an impatient person, and um, that like I'm impatient when it comes to me. That's what it is. I'm impatient when it comes to myself. When it comes to others, I'm very patient because I'm a very understanding person. But when it comes to myself, I'm very impatient. And therefore, of course, I became a chef to give myself that patience, because when that's crazy. Um, the universe was really working on me. And I mean, I wasn't blind to it, but I wasn't like really seeing. Like now I'm seeing, but I'm still not really seeing. So like, but pretty much like me becoming a chef taught me so much more about patience, and more importantly, how much it really shined a light, honestly, on how much I hate being rushed. And like, but that's, you know, when you're dealing with hungry people, that's something that's that's a common occurrence, especially in the chef field, culinary field, you know what I mean? And like, so, um, but I have noticed, now that I'm speaking about it, that the less that I have stopped rushing, being impatient with spirit, with source, with myself, with my manifestations, the things that I'm working on. I got like this whole garden that I tend to every single day. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing that I'm doing, like I'm working on every single day. And I'm standing there like, what is it? Knight of Pentacles. I'm sitting in there looking at my field, you know, like the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm just like, man, like I hope this doesn't like does not fall back. Like I hope this isn't for nothing, but I know it's not for nothing. I always knew since the beginning, since I went to that concert, since my birth, low key, that it hasn't been for nothing. And so I guess, yeah, I guess what I'm really here speaking to you about is finding out. I'm sorry it took so long to fucking figure it out, but like I'm speaking to you about the realizations, the growth. I guess this is like a cool little like reflection, you know what I mean? I mean, that's what I do this for, yeah. But like at the same time, this is one's a lot deeper, because I'm actually making genuine, well, I always do, whatever. But yeah, I'm understanding that where this is building up to something way bigger than I think and I can imagine. I know that's like, you know, sorry. See, there you go. I'm like rushing myself to like think of something as I sit here, but I have all the time in the world. So, but yeah, my art has becoming a lot. It has becoming a lot better and a lot healthier, and I have also been a lot better and healthier, not rushing myself and not rushing the process of making art, and also not rushing the universe with my manifestations and my hard work and the things that I work towards, because it's God working on his special little project, which is me. And like I'm like I just recently wrote down something in my journal, and I think I already mentioned this, but pretty much I was just gonna write down I am a son of God, but it translated to I am a song of God. And I really like that. That resonated a lot more low key. Like it resonated a lot harder than Sun. And like and so pretty much with me kind of embodying that, I am a song. I am a song of God. I'm nothing, and I'm the vessel of everything. You know what I mean? Or sorry to say, I am the vessel for everything. You know what I mean? Just low key, just healing my spirit when it comes down to my connection with my identity, which is, you know, also false, but I'm peeling the layers to figure out who I am, and giving that version of myself, giving myself the grace to heal. Yeah, giving myself the grace to heal and to change and to see that things are changing around me, and that it's not just me, and that there's so much more than I can, like I said, even comprehend. Oh, I don't know. It was just a very still. It's a very still today, like still day today. Obviously, like timeless, but like at least hopefully in this moment, I can at least I could share this peace, this stillness. I got all my cats are sleeping right now, except a couple. But like, very still moment. I'm very blessed to be here in this moment, and I'm very blessed to continuously learn and gain more wisdom with you. You know what I mean? As we go through the trials and tribulations, tribulations, I'm sorry, whatever. The struggles of life. But I'm learning that I'm learning that there's so much beauty in the struggle. If personally, you can say it's egotistical, I don't care. The life that I have been living for the last 3 years, like if it was recorded or documented, if it was documented, that'd be a nice ass TV show. There's so much that went on and so much that's going on and so much revelations, and that's just the little pieces of how it is through my eyes and through how I see it. Yeah, that's a whole movie. That's a whole show. I was literally I was at my job yesterday and I was standing outside, and how like the settings and the light settings and everything, I literally thought I was standing in the middle of a movie scene because of how cinematic it was. So life has becoming a lot more, cinematic for me. And it's fun because I'm starting to envelop into my own main character, and not feel ashamed for my ego, not feel ashamed that I know that I am the main character of my life, not feel ashamed that I know I'm the main character of my art. You know what I mean? Like I'm not feel ashamed for knowing that I'm the shit. You know what I mean? Like not feeling ashamed for even saying that, not feeling like I have to fake fucking humble for other people's pride. You know what I mean? So like, or a lack of it. You know what I mean? So acknowledging like the line of, you know, being humble and being prideful, obviously, but at the same time I've been so humble and so reserved for so long because of the fact that like I thought my pride and my ego was the very thing that was distancing me away from people and friends. But quite honestly, I was doing the very thing that I needed to do because it just meant that like those people weren't on my level. And I'm gonna say that they weren't on my level. And so obviously like I had shit to work on, but I just you know what I mean? Like they just weren't. And so like when it came to self-assurance and self courage, yeah, dude, like when it came to pride, like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna wear that shit in the most humbling and pride, like in the most like, and if you have a problem with my pride and my ego, that just shows a lack of self-love and self-assurance and just self-assurance within you. You know what I mean? That shows insecurity, not like being that guy, but like I'm a reflection of you. So like if you admire my like tenacity, quite literally, if you admire like me knowing that I am the shit, you know what I mean? And not feeling like, oh fuck, like now that I said that, now I'm like things are gonna fuck up. Nah, bro, I am the shit and I'm gonna continuously prove that. There's so many things down my line already. I'm 22. There's so many things down in my lifetime already that I've overcame. Thanks to God. I won't say it was just me, but I am shit. So, yeah. I will end it off with that. Like, it's fucking, it's great. It's beautiful out. Look, it's beautiful out. Spend some time outside. I'm gonna get back to my music that I got going on there. Yeah, sorry for the flip. Hold on, let me do this then instead. See this beautiful thing? I don't know, I'm feeling very spontaneous right now. That's how you know I'm in a good mood. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.